YouTube? Brass Tacks here. First off, let me apologize for the hiatus. I know it's been a while. For those of you that do tune in every now and again. It's been a lot going on in my life and in YouTube also. So, decided to make a video while I was driving. Try to combine a couple of tasks into one. Let me first start off by saying I don't give a fuck about Cynthia G and Rob Perkins having a baby. I don't give a fuck. I don't know why any guy who calls himself a man will talk about another man dicking down some helmet-headed bitch. Especially when he's a dirty dick Rodney. Especially when she ain't shit. I mean, I know that, it's a trending topic and, you riding off the wave or whatever like that, but at some fucking point, man, just drop this shit. So that's my spiel on that. I'm tired of hearing about everything fucking wrong that this race of women do or that race of women do, or I mean, we put a color on it, or nationality or ethnicity or what have you, because it helps us understand it and categorize it. But a lot of the behavior you see in one ethnicity or in one nationality, you'll see in some version in another nationality or ethnicity. I can't remember what comedian said it, but they said, every race has their niggas. And, you got po white trailer trash, you got hood rats, you got, ratchets, you got these dirty dick Rodneys, you got these guys, the hobosexuals. I've never understood how a man who's 160 pounds can have sex with a woman who's 340 pounds and there actually not be any emotion there. He's just doing it because he needs a place to stay. I mean, to each their own. But I just don't quite understand it. But then again, some people don't understand the quality over quantity argument. So there's that. But I guess what I really want to talk about is that the state of men, the state of their boys, and how difficult it is for a man to express manliness while in the vicinity of the opposite sex. We see this time and time again where someone is minding someone else's business or calls themselves being involved or in the know, and before you know it, because they have expectations on how this person should act or how this person should speak, they're pissed off, they're upset, they're angry, they're offended. And most people, I would say, have the right to be offended and upset and angry, if something offends them, so long as you're minding your fucking business. I know that there is a fine line between, minding your business and being ignorant or oblivious to what's going around you, but for those of you who aren't stuff, negative stuff usually. But at the same time, we still find ourselves doing it. We minimize as much as we can, but we're not Christ-like just yet. One thing, though, that we have to do is we have to focus on accountability. I am so fucking sick and tired of everything in this community or that community being blamed on women. There are some trifling, no good motherfuckers that have dicks and balls that ain't worth shit. Yes, apparently, you have to be on the guard for some of these men who are dressing as women. I've heard that's an epidemic in certain areas. But at the same time, there has to be a certain level of respect. And I believe that minimal, basic, standard level of respect would allow us to get around a lot of the confusion and a lot of the misunderstandings we have. If we, for some strange reason, think that a person is beneath us because of their sexuality or because of their religion or because of their color or because of their upbringing. For instance, I know people that have two moms. I know people that have two dads. I happen to come from a nuclear family, so I don't know too much about that. But again, I'm not going to pass judgment on them. Yes, there are benefits to the nuclear family. And, supposing that certain things go right, and we all know how that goes, it's going to have a desired outcome. But we all know that life doesn't necessarily turn out the way we like it to. So we compensate for the pitfalls, and we rejoice when we win. That's what makes victory sweet. You gotta taste failure to understand how sweet victory is. We got to get to the point where we understand that as men, you have a fucking responsibility. Not just to yourself, but to other men out there. Because there's people out there, get this, that believe that they're ambassadors, not just for their race, not just for their family, but for their gender as well. And if some misguided woman sees a guy fucking up, she could believe that other guys are capable of that fuck up. And again, we got some no good motherfuckers, and I get that. But that leads to blanket statements. You see? When we're speaking in generalities, it's okay. Because it's like one of those things where you're just trying to get a general understanding of the situation, and you want people to grasp the concept, But when it gets to the specifics in terms of demographic, age group, number of partners, number of children, economic status, don't be intellectually ignorant. Don't be fucking lazy. You know that you need context in order to understand the situation. So we have to be responsible enough to understand that yes, we can speak in generalities about certain things, but there will come a time when we have to speak about or regarding specifics. And when we do that consciously, we can have intelligent conversation with another person and not think that person is blowing smoke up our ass. We can communicate a level of respect to the person we're communicating to with the level of conversation we bring to them. There's nothing. Well, I can't say that. That'd be incorrect. One of my pet peeves is speaking to me like I'm inferior, like your intelligence is superior to mine. That condescending shit has got to stop. We burn so many bridges simply because we choose to believe that our bank of knowledge is superior to someone else's. And that's not the case. You can't know everything. You see? You can't. There's always someone out there that knows more about you. I know a guy who's literally wrote the book on a system that was widely used, a computer system that was widely used. I don't dare talk shit anywhere near close to that subject because, per the phrase, he wrote the book on it. He literally wrote a book on it. I have to acknowledge his intelligence. I have to acknowledge the fact that this guy has a bank of knowledge in a particular area that may be superior to mine. Notice I said in a particular area.